It was a difficult time for America. People struggled to survive and lost their faith in government. To reassure the people that all would be well, the government resurrected all of America's past presidents from the grave. These former presidents would serve as goodwill ambassadors in America and throughout the world. Unfortunately, the zombie mutant presidents turned out to be evil and brought a period of global strife and nuclear devastation. But now, you're Nuki McPooch, a punk rocker with the Mohawk. With your Vespucci-Tron 9G plasma rifle and your loyal dog Schwartz, you've got the ZMPs on the run! Welcome to the tutorial video for Nuki McPooch and the zombie mutant presidents. Let's get started with the setup process. First, place black cubes in the 5 position here in the cover values area for all your wild tiles and building tiles. Then, in Schwartz's area, place black cubes in the idle row. Then, here in Nuki's area, decide whether you want to play easy, medium, or hard. If you want medium, put the black cube in 50, for hard in 30, and for easy in 80, and then place another black cube in the 0 position in the lower track for hit points. For medkits, you start with 5, smokies, 3, nukes, 1. Now, it's time to figure out where the wall tiles and building tiles go. To do that, we use the dice. First, the wall tiles. We figure their positions out, starting with wall tiles number 2. The lighter colored die represents the horizontal position, and the blue or darker colored die represents the vertical position for wall tile number 2. So wall tile number 2 goes into column 5, row 2. For wall tile number 3, 6 and 5. For wall tile number 4, 3 and 5. Now let's figure out where the buildings go. We only need 1 die for this. First, building 1. 5. Building 1 goes into row 1, column 5. Building 2. 4. Building 2 goes into row 2, column 4. Building 3. 3. Building 3 goes into row 3, column 3. Building 4. 5. Building 4 goes into row 4, column 5. Building 5. 3. Building 5 goes into row 5, column 3, but there's already a tile there, so we have to roll again. And again. 4. Building 5 goes to row 5, column 4. We get to decide where wall tile number 1 goes. That's going to be our starting area as well. It's best to place wall tile number 1 close to other wall tiles so we can get to them quickly. Let's place it over here, close to wall tile number 2. Nuki and Schwartz start the game on wall tile number 1. In the lower right, you'll see 5 white cubes, which we'll use to designate buildings that we've taped. We also have our nuke cards. To the right of the game board, we have our 5 decks of ZMPs, buildings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The first 3 decks have 9 cards each, the second 2 have 8 cards each. The first phase is the provocation phase. We have to challenge one of these buildings to start the fight. Let's challenge building number 1. Hoover. After the provocation phase comes the Schwartz phase. Let's tell Schwartz to go ahead and tape building number 1 to see what other ZMPs will be facing there. Schwartz, when taping, moves at 2 squares per turn. 1, 2. He's already reached building number 1, so on the next turn he's going to start coming back. Then comes the Nuki phase. Let's go ahead and shoot at Hoover. His combat rating is 5. Rolling the d20. 18. That easily beats Hoover's combat rating of 5. And to our roll here, we also get the cover value bonus of wall 1, which is currently 5. But we didn't even need that bonus. We easily beat Hoover. We wasted him. So let's put Hoover in the wasted ZMP deck for building number 1, flipping him over and putting him above that building's deck. We have to immediately flip over the next card in the building. It's Eisenhower. And he's got a trigger, which means he immediately tries to bring an adjacent ZMP into the fight. We first have to look to see, is there a building to the right of this deck? Yes, there is. Building number 2. Is the ZMP in this deck dormant? Yes, it's face down. So let's make it face up. Coolidge. So, Eisenhower and Coolidge have been brought into the fight, and they'll start shooting at us in the next turn. So that completes Nuki's phase. We would then go back to the provocation phase, but we can skip that whenever there are ZMPs already into the fight. So that takes us to Schwartz's phase. Schwartz is heading back to us, having taped building 1. 1, 2. Let's make Schwartz idle again now that he's back with us. And for building number 1 to indicate and remind us that we've taped it, let's take this black cube out of there and replace it with a white cube. Now comes Nuki's turn. We're facing Eisenhower and Coolidge. Let's try to get Eisenhower. His combat rating is 15, which is pretty high, but we've got that +5 bonus from our wall covers, so we really only have to get 10 or better to beat him. Let's roll the die. 12. So that easily beats Eisenhower when you account for the +5 bonus. So Eisenhower is wasted. Place him in the wasted ZMP deck. Flip the next one. Grant. He's got a trigger too. So let's see if he can trigger the card in the building in the deck to the right of him. Well, it's already triggered. he's already in the fight, so no, there's no one to be brought in from there. Is there a deck to the left of Grant? No, there isn't. So this trigger has no effect. Also, Coolidge gets a free shot at us before we end the Nuki phase, because he's been waiting since the beginning to fight us. So let's roll for him. 20. 20 is much higher than his combat rating of 9, so he misses. Now we go to the next turn, skipping provocation, as we usually will. Then we go to the Schwartz phase. There are a couple of wasted ZMPs to collect from building number 1, so it's a good idea to start getting them. Let's send Schwartz on a looting mission for building number 1. He gets to move 3 squares per turn when looting, but he only has to move 2 to get there. And then Schwartz, on his own, will choose to loot one of the wasted ZMPs. We don't have any control over which one, so we have to shuffle this wasted ZMP pile, take the top card, and then put it here to the left of the game board, which we designate as Schwartz's mouth. Now comes the Nuki phase. We're facing Grant and Coolidge. Let's try to get Grant. 10. That's higher than 8. Grant is wasted. Next card. Ooh, Lincoln, the toughest one of all. Coolidge gets a free shot at us. Roll for him. 2. 2 plus our cover rating from wall 1 of 5 is 7. 7 is lower than Coolidge's combat rating of 9, so he does hit us. This lowers the value of wall 1 by 1. So now wall 1 only gives us a bonus of 4 to our combat rolls. Now let's go to the next Schwartz phase. Schwartz is coming back with his loot. He moves at 3 spaces of turn per turn for looting, but he only needs to go 2 to get back to us. We'll figure that out. So we get to uncover the loot he brought back to us. Let's bring that card over here and flip it. It's Hoover. So let's roll a 1d6 to see what he brought back for us. 2. He got us a medkit. So we increase our medkit count by 6. Get rid of Hoover's card. So now let's go to Nuki's phase. Oh, and before we forget, let's put Schwartz on idle. Now let's go to Nuki's phase. Okay, should we try to get Lincoln? Let's try our luck. 19. Oh, we got him. The next card in building number 1 is Tyler. Let's roll for Coolidge's free shot at us. 6. 6 plus our cover value of 4 is 10, which beats Coolidge's combat rating of 9. He misses. So now let's go to the next Schwartz phase. Let's loot building number 1 again. He gets there. We shuffle the wasted ZMP pile, take the topmost card, put it in Schwartz's mouth. Now let's go to Nuki. Facing Tyler with a combat rating of 6, Coolidge with a combat rating of 9. Let's try to get Tyler. 13, we easily got Tyler. Put him in the wasted pile. Next card. It's Carter. Coolidge gets his free shot at us. 4. 4 plus combat, our cover value of 4 is 8. That's lower than 9, so Coolidge hits us. Our cover is reduced by 1 point. Now, let's go to the next Schwartz phase, bringing Schwartz back. Alright, he's idle. Let's see what he got for us. Grant. Roll to see which loot he got. 5. That's a nuke. We got 1 nuke. And remove Grant from the game. Now, let's see. Shoot Carter or shoot Coolidge? Let's shoot Carter. Maybe we can clear out building number 1. 4. 4 plus cover value of 3 is 7. That does not beat Carter's combat value of 9, so Carter hits us instead of we hitting him. We lose 1 cover point from that. Now Coolidge gets his shot at us. 12. 12 beats 9, so he misses. Now, for the next Schwartz phase, instead of looting, let's send him on a taping mission. Let's send him to tape building number 2, where Coolidge currently is. So when taping, Schwartz can move 2 squares per turn. 1, 2. Now, Nuki's phase. Let's try to get Carter again. 17, we got him. Garfield is next. Coolidge gets his free shot at us. 20, he misses. Now, back to Schwartz. He's still on his way to building number 2 to do his taping. 1, 2, he gets there. So let's designate that he's going to be on his way back. And now, Nuki's phase. Let's get Garfield. 6. 6 plus our cover of 2 is 8. That does beat 7, so Garfield is wasted. The next one up is Jefferson. He's going to be tough with a combat rating of 16. Coolidge gets his shot at us. 6. 6 plus our value of 2 is 8. That does not beat Coolidge's rating of 9, so he reduces our cover by 1. Now, Schwartz is starting to come on his way back. He moves 2 towards us. Let's see. Should we try to shoot Jefferson when our cover value is only 1? Should we try to shoot Coolidge? Let's send a Smokey at Jefferson. Let's suppress building number 1 so we can face Jefferson later, because he's pretty tough. So we reduce our Smokey count from 3 to 2. We take Jefferson, flip him back over, put him back on building number 1's deck, and we shuffle building number 1's deck. So we don't know who we're going to fight again when we fight building 1 again. So we spent Nuki's phase tossing a Smokey. Coolidge gets his shot at us. 16. That beats 9, so he missed. Schwartz now comes back to us. He's idle again. And we replace building 2's black cube with a white cube to remind ourselves that we've taped it. Okay. So Now we are in Nuki's phase, and instead of shooting anybody, let's take this phase to review our videotapes and see what are in buildings number 1 and 2. So this allows us to flip through buildings 1 and 2 and peek at their cards. Here we are only facing Arthur and Jefferson. That's good to know. And in building number 2, we have to first move Coolidge's card out of the way, and then we can search through the deck. We're facing some tough ZMPs here. Washington with a combat rating of 17, any triggers. Nixon's not too tough. Roosevelt's tough. So we've got 2 pretty tough ZMPs here, and they both trigger, so deck 2 is kind of dangerous, so that's good to know. Now, after having flipped through decks 1 and 2 to look at their cards, we have to shuffle them again and put Coolidge's card back on top. We had spent Nuki's phase looking through the videotapes. All active ZMPs still get a free shot at us, so let's give Coolidge his shot. 4. Plus our cover value of 1 is 5, which does not beat Coolidge's combat rating of 9. So wall number 1 is now destroyed. We take away the cube for wall 1's combat cover rating, and we have to also get rid of wall tile number 1. It's gone, and we are out in the open. So what to do next? Now let's send Schwartz on the nuking mission. I don't like how tough building 2 is going to be with Roosevelt and Washington there, so he's going to nuke building number 2. When nuking, he only gets to move 1 square per turn. Now, since we are out in the open, we want to get to the next cover as soon as possible. So let's, instead of shooting, let's move Nuki 1 space in the direction of wall tile number 2. While we're running, active ZMPs get to shoot us, so let's roll for Coolidge. 7. That doesn't beat 9, and since we're not protected by cover at all while running, we do get hurt, so let's roll to see how many hit points we lose. Just 1 hit point. So we go from 50 to 49. Now we move Schwartz again towards his nuking mission. Move Nuki as we try to get to wall number 2. Coolidge gets his free shot at us. 6. And his combat rating is 9. He hits us again. 6. Ow, that hurts. So now we go from 49 to 43 hit points. Back to Schwartz. He's almost at building number 2. Nuki moves to wall number 2. Since Nuki had spent her phase running, she still does not get the value of any cover. So we roll for Coolidge again. 17. That's way higher than his combat rating of 9, so he missed. Now, Schwartz finally makes it to building 2. Let's indicate that he's going to start heading back to us. And now, we take a nuke card, and we shuffle it into the deck for building 2. So let's first get rid of Coolidge's card on top here. We take the new card, flip it over, place it on Building 2, and then shuffle the new card into Building 2's deck. Then we put Coolidge, who is still the active ZMP, back onto the top there. Hopefully, the next card that comes up in Building 2 will be the nuke, which will immediately eliminate the building and all ZMPs inside it. So Schwartz is done with his phase of planting the nuke. Now Nuki is going to start attacking Coolidge. One. Ouch. That is a critical hurt. Coolidge hits us and we lose 2 points instead of 1 for our cover of Wall 2. Back to Schwartz. Schwartz makes it back to us. Oh. He is idle again. Let's see if we can get Coolidge this time. 11. That definitely beats Coolidge's score of 9, so Coolidge is out. We place him as a wasted CMP above building number 2. What's next? Nixon. He'll be pretty easy to beat with his combat value of 6. Now it's Schwartz's phase again. What should he do next? Well, there are some wasted CMPs to loot in buildings 1 and 2. Let's send him to building 1. It's only 1 square away, so we designated him as coming back. So for the wasted ZMP pile of building number 1, we first shuffle. We take the topmost card, put it in Schwartz's mouth here. Now it's Nuki's phase. Let's try to get Nixon. 4. 4 plus a cover value of 3 is 7, which beats Nixon's combat rating of 6. He's gone. Flip him over, put him in the wasted pile. Next card. Oh no, it's Washington. He triggers, so let's look to the building to the right. There is one there, and it is dormant, so that now enters the battle. Monroe. Okay. So now we go back to Schwartz's phase. Schwartz is going to return back from his looting mission. Make him idle. Let's see what he brought. Carter. Roll the die. 4. That's a Smoky. Alright. Now we've got Washington and Monroe facing us. Let's try to get Washington. 20. Awesome. 20 is a critical hit, which means we not only waste Washington, but whichever ZMP is below him. So let's put Washington in the ZMP pile. In the wasted ZMP pile for building 2. Which one is next? Harrison. So we wasted Harrison as well. Flip him over, put him in the wasted deck. And what's next? Andrew Johnson. Now Monroe has been patiently waiting since the beginning of the phase. He gets a free shot at us. 8 plus our cover of 3 is 11. That is lower than 12, so we lose a point of cover. Let's have Schwartz loot building number 2, because eventually a nuke is going to blow up that building and we'd like to get the loot out of there before that happens. It's right next door. Shuffle the wasted ZMP deck for 2. Take the top card in Schwartz's mouth. Now, let's see, should we try to get Johnson or Monroe? Let's go for Monroe because Johnson is not likely to hit us with his low combat rating. So let's go for Monroe. Shooting at Monroe. 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. That's lower than Monroe's rating of 12, so we lose a point of value there. Ball number 2. Johnson gets his free shot at us. Let's try it again. 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Oh, that does not beat Johnson's combat rating of 4. We now lose wall 2. Wall 2 is gone and we are again out in the open. But before we worry about that, let's get to Schwartz's phase. He comes back to us. What did he bring? Let's first get rid of this one. Nixon. What does Nixon have for us? 2. That's a medkit. So we get a medkit. Alright. Now we're out in the open. We don't have the value of protection of cover. Let's try to run for cover again. So Nuki moves 1 square in the direction of wall number 3. While Nuki is running, ZMPs get their free shot at us. First, let's roll for Johnson. 12. Johnson hits us. Or no, wait. 12 is higher than Johnson's combat rating of 4, so Johnson misses. How about Monroe? We have to roll for Monroe now. 6. 6 does not beat Monroe's combat rating of 12, so he does hit us. Just for 1 point. Not too bad. And now we get to Schwartz's phase. Schwartz is idle, but he's not in the same square as us, so he spends his phase running to join us. And Nuki spends the Nuki phase running towards wall number 3. Let's see, do the active ZMPs hit Nuki? First for Johnson, 17, no, Johnson misses. Now for Monroe. 8. 8 does not beat 12. Monroe hits us. Ouch. 6 points. So we go from 42 to 36 hit points. Schwartz's phase again. Schwartz is trying to keep up with us. Nuki runs to wall number 3. Free shots from Johnson and Monroe. 15, that we beat Johnson for that. What about Monroe? 18. Okay, we lucked out. They both missed us. Schwartz's phase again. Moving to Nuki, and Nuki finally makes it to wall 3. But both ZMPs get a free shot at us without benefit of cover for us. 1. Ouch, that's a critical hurt. So when we have a critical hurt without benefiting from cover, we roll 2d6 of damage. 3 and 1 is 4, and that's not too bad. So that's what Johnson did. Now what about Monroe? Monroe rolls a 13, which is higher than 12, so he misses. Schwartz's phase. Schwartz finally joins us in wall 3. Let's just put him here for now. And now Nuki is going to try to get Monroe. Nine, plus our new Wild 3's value of 5 is 14. That does beat Monroe. He's wasted. Alright, what should Schwartz do? Let's try to get Building 2's loot again while it's still standing. We do have a nuke there. So let's move Schwartz 3 spaces in the direction of 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and when I had wasted Monroe, I should have immediately flipped up the next card. I had forgotten to do that. Let's do that right now. Okay, FDR. Alright, so now in Nuki's phase, we're facing Johnson and FDR. FDR is a pretty high combat rating of 17, but our cover value at Wild 3 is 5, so let's try to get him. 8 plus 5 is 13. Unfortunately, we did not get him. He gets us. Wild 3's cover value decreases by 1. Johnson gets a free shot at us. 11, he misses. Now, Schwartz, on his turn, reaches Building 2. Let's take the loot. Let's first shuffle. Wasted CMPs in Building 2. We take the top card. Schwartz's mouth. Now let's try to get FDR again. 5. 5 plus 4, 9. That's lower than 17. We lose another cover value point for Wall 3 roll for Johnson. 18, he misses. Alright, let's start bringing Schwartz back to us. 1, 2, 3. It's not going well in the fight against Roosevelt, but I'm going to give it one more shot. 18. We were lucky. We got him. That's higher than 17, so he's wasted. And this time let's remember to flip the next card for Building 3. Reagan. Johnson gets his free shot at us. 12. That's higher than Johnson's 4, so he misses. Schwartz is back from his looting mission. What did he get? He brought Harrison's loot, so let's see what loot that was. 1. Ah, it's a bone. Useless to us. Alright. Now we're facing Johnson and Reagan with a cover value of 3. Let's try to get Reagan. 16, that beats him. His rating is 4. The next one up is G.W. Bush. Johnson gets his free shot at us. 7. That beats 4, he misses. Let's send Schwartz on another looting run for Building 2. 1, 2, 3. And then let's shoot at G.W. Bush. 17, that easily gets him. Next card is John Quincy Adams, rather. Andrew Johnson gets his free shot at us. 19, he misses. Schwartz, for his phase, makes it to Building 2. We shuffle the wasted CMPs for Building 2. Top card goes to Schwartz's mouth. Let's see, let's get Adams. 15, we got him. This is combat rating is only 10. Flip him over. Next card is Hulk. Johnson's free shot at us. 18, he misses. Schwartz starts heading back with his loot. Let's shoot at... Actually, let's shoot at Johnson and see if the nuke comes up. We're aiming at Johnson this time. 17, that easily beats him. Okay, we got the Elderbush facing us now. Now Polk, who has been waiting since the beginning of this phase, gets his free shot at us. 4. 4 plus our cover value of 3 is 7, which does not beat Polk's combat rating of 11. We lose a point of cover. Schwartz returns with his loot. Washington, roll a die. 1, another bone. No good for us. So now, let's see. Let's try to get the Elderbush. Ah, critical hurt. That takes 2 points of cover from wall number 3, which eliminates wall 3. Wall 3 is gone, and we are again out in the open. And now Polk gets his free shot at us. 12. 12 is higher than 11, so Polk misses. Let's see. Let's send Schwartz back to building 2 for looting. 1, 2, 3. And let's try to make it to wall number 4 during the Nuki phase. I can't run through buildings while they are occupied by CMP, so I have to go around them. Both active CMPs get their free shot at us. 4. That's lower than Bush's 12, so he does hit us. 5. We go from 32 to 27 hit points. What about Hulk? Oh, yeah. 16. 16 beats 11, so he misses. Schwartz continues to building 2. He makes it there. Shuffle his wasted ZMPs in building 2. And we take the top deck. Top card, put it here. Now Nuki is still running to wall 4. Let's see whether Bush hits us. 6. Yep, 6 is lower than 12, so Bush hits us. 2 points. 1, 2 points of damage. What about Polk? Yep. 5 is lower than 11. Polk gets us 2. Ouch. 6. We go from 25 to 19. Alright. So Schwartz has now looted building 2. He runs back to Nuki. The most direct path is this way. 1, 2, 3. Unlike Nuki, Schwartz can run through buildings even while they are occupied. Nuki runs during the Nuki phase. Become the free shots from Bush first. 11. That's lower than 12, so he does get us for 2 points of damage. 1, 2. How about Polk? 16. 16 beats 11, so he misses. Now Schwartz's phase. Schwartz makes it back to us. I make Schwartz idle. Let's see what Schwartz brought back. Schwartz looted Coolidge. What did he get from Coolidge? 3. That's for a medkit, so let's raise that by 1 more. Get rid of Coolidge's card. Let's keep Nuki running for ball 4. Free shot from Bush. 4. That is lower than 12, so Bush hits us for 4 damage. 7 minus 4 is 3. How about Polk? 10. 10 is lower than 11, so Polk gets us 2. For 2 points of damage. Alright. Schwartz is idle but not in Nuki square, so Schwartz runs to Nuki. And Nuki's phase has Nuki running to wall 4. We're not fully back in cover yet, since we spent that phase running, so both ZMPs get to shoot at us without us benefiting from cover. First for Bush. 18, Bush misses. Polk. 14, Polk misses, so we were lucky. Alright. So Schwartz runs and makes it to Nuki square. Nuki back in cover. Let's shoot at Bush. 18, we got him finally. Nuke! Now, building number 2 is completely eliminated. We put the nuke card back into our nuke pile, but we get rid of the decks for building 2. They are gone from the game. Even the wasted ones. So we can no longer loot from them. We keep building 2 on the grid as a reminder for when we're scoring at the end of the game. Also, we have to remove the cover tracker for building number 2. Building number 2 is no longer valuable for cover. We had spent Nuki's phase nuking building number 2, but we still have to let Polk get his free shot in. 11. Since we're under cover, we actually get 5 to that roll that easily beats Polk, so he misses. And now, let's send Schwartz to loot building 3, which is pretty close by. Oops. He makes it there in the same turn. Shuffle the ZMPs here. Take the top. Place it here. Now we are protected by full cover at wall 4. Polk's combat rating 11 is not too much of a threat now, so let's, instead of shooting, let's spend the phase hunkering down and healing up. So let's use a medkit. It heals d6 damage, 3, so we get 3 points back. 1, 2, 3. But Polk does get a free shot at us. 12, that beats 11, he misses. For Schwartz's phase, Schwartz returns. Monroe. 3. That's good for a medkit. And let's again use a medkit during Nuki's phase. Just 1 point of damage. Polk gets a free shot at us. 11 plus 5 beats his 11. He misses.